Andy Warhol, born Andrew Warhol on August 6, 1928, in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, was a revolutionary figure in modern art and a leading voice of the pop art movement. Raised in a working-class family of Slovak immigrants, Warhol grew up in a modest home in the industrial city of Pittsburgh. His father, Andrei, worked as a construction laborer, while his mother, Julia, nurtured Andy's artistic inclinations by introducing him to crafts and drawing during his childhood. Warhol's early life was marked by illness. He suffered from sydenham chorea, a neurological disorder that kept him bedridden for extended periods. These formative years fueled his imagination and obsession with celebrity culture as he immersed himself in magazines, movie stars, and popular culture to pass the time. After graduating from Carnegie Institute of Technology, now Carnegie Mellon University, in 1949 with a degree in pictorial design, Warhol moved to New York City to pursue a career in commercial art. His inventive and whimsical illustrations for magazines such as Glamour and advertisements for luxury brands quickly established him as one of the most sought-after commercial artists of the 1950s. During this period, he developed his signature, blotted-line, technique, which combined drawing with printing and gave his work a distinctive handmade quality. However, Warhol's ambitions stretched far beyond the commercial realm. In the early 1960s, he began experimenting with painting, embracing subjects derived from the mundane yet iconic aspects of American consumerism, such as Campbell's soup cans, Coca-Cola bottles, and dollar bills. These works challenged the traditional boundaries of fine art by elevating everyday objects to the status of high art. Warhol's fascination with fame and celebrity culture reached its zenith with his portraits of iconic figures, including Marilyn Monroe, Elvis Presley, Elizabeth Taylor, and Jackie Kennedy. Using the silkscreen printing technique, he replicated these images in vivid colors and repetitive patterns, creating a sense of ubiquity that mirrored their presence in the media. This method also allowed him to produce works in a manner akin to mass production, aligning with his belief that art should be accessible and reflective of the industrialized world. In 1964, he established his legendary studio, The Factory, in Manhattan. It was not only a space for creating art but also a social hub where artists, musicians, writers, and underground cultural icons converged. The Factory became synonymous with Warhol's persona, blending creativity, hedonism, and celebrity in an atmosphere of experimentation. Warhol was also a pioneer in exploring other mediums. His ventures into filmmaking resulted in avant-garde and experimental works such as Sleep, 1964, Empire, 1964, and Chelsea Girls, 1966, which often challenged traditional narrative forms and lengths. His films delved into themes of voyeurism, boredom, and the mundane, reflecting his fascination with everyday life. Beyond film, Warhol was an astute observer of the rise of mass media and branding, predicting the culture of ubiquitous fame with his famous quote, "In the future, everyone will be world famous for 15 minutes. His work as a publisher of Interview magazine further solidified his role as a chronicler of celebrity culture. Tragedy struck in 1968 when Warhol was shot by Valerie Solanas, a radical feminist and occasional collaborator, who accused him of controlling her life. Although Warhol survived the attack, it left him physically and emotionally scarred, profoundly affecting his later works and interactions. Despite this near-fatal event, Warhol continued to produce art, delving into religious themes and exploring collaborations with younger artists and musicians during the 1980s. His later works, such as the Last Supper series, revealed a more introspective side of the artist, blending his Catholic upbringing with his trademark pop aesthetic. Warhol died unexpectedly on February 22, 1987, following complications from gallbladder surgery. His death marked the end of an era, but his influence on contemporary art, culture, and media remains unparalleled. Warhol's ability to blur the lines between art, commerce, and popular culture challenged conventions and redefined the role of the artist in modern society. His legacy endures not only through his art but also through institutions like the Andy Warhol Museum in Pittsburgh, which continues to celebrate his groundbreaking contributions to the art world and beyond.